Hi everybody, welcome to my latest video. I feel like it's getting boring saying from another gorgeous day here in Central Portugal, but that really is the case. The weather has been probably a bit too hot and a bit too dry for these past few weeks, which is always concerning, but it's about 6 p.m. now and super warm out, and it really is very beautiful. But enough about the weather report. This video sees me down in the garden doing some serious stonework on the raised garden beds. Plus I do a massive clear out of weeds, and I also get to the lilies. It's Lily Annihilation Day, and I apologize to people out there. It always hurts some of you to see them go, but they're taking over and it has to happen. So there's lots of fun stuff down in the garden, and then at the end of the video, I have a video within a video and a special announcement. So this is a fun one. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you at the end of the video. Good morning everybody from a beautiful day. The porthole is open. I must get a screen in there at some point soon. And I'd really like to fix this little thing and put something nicer on there that's gonna hold the wooden part closed. But that's not my goal for today. My goal for today is to deal with an emergency situation that is fast developing in the polytunnel. And that's my cucumbers, which are getting really large and definitely need to get out of the pots and into the gardens ASAP, but the problem is I don't really know where I want to put them yet, and I don't have trellises. So if anyone out there has really good trellis ideas for cucumbers, do let me know, because I'm very open to ideas. I'm also going to want to start repotting my tomatoes. I have a few pots there with soil, some more soil down on the ground to fill the pots up, but I need to empty the cucumbers to be able to make space for the tomatoes. So it's all just a big dance, and things are getting big, and yeah, it's time to make moves and get these things into the ground and into new pots. It's really fabulous seeing everything come to life. The seedlings are looking really good. I probably have a lot more than I ever have had before, even though I did say at the beginning of the growing season that I was gonna keep things small, but it's really easy to get carried away and excited and overexcited and just go a little nuts. So I'm gonna have loads of tomatoes and cucumbers and probably some other things to give away to friends, which is great. But for the moment, first I need to know how many I can fit. And that means I finally need to tackle this terrifying area of the garden. So I'm just gonna start at that end over there, work my way to this end, and see what I can get through in the next little while. So I definitely have my work cut out for me today. I've got loads of stones to move, and once I finish with this, I really would love to get started on building the raised stone beds. But before I dive into this horrifying weeding work, I thought I would point out this kiwi. Basically, I didn't water it, and this large vine died, and it's got lots of shoots coming up from the bottom. And so what I'm going to want to do is choose the best one and just basically repeat the process that I did before and try not to kill it this time, because I would love to have a beautiful gate here between these two stones and some kind of a trellis or whatever that maybe goes all the way over and along the stone wall that the kiwi vine can climb on. I also need to plant another kiwi. I don't know if this is a boy or a girl, but you, as far as I know, need a boy and a girl kiwi plant in order to have a kiwi sex party and to make the fruit. So I don't know how to figure it out, but I would love to get another plant of the opposite plant sex to be able to make fruit. So I need to figure that out, and making a gate here and a trellis isn't really a priority for the garden, but it's something that's been on my mind for many years. So that's enough about kiwis. Let's tidy this disaster zone. There's all sorts of stuff in here. We've got that sticky willy sort of intermixed and twining itself around everything else, making it difficult to weed. Got some mint back there. All sorts, grass, lovely purple flowers. I don't know what they are exactly, but they gotta go. Whew. So it's hot out here, but it feels nice to finally be making some progress on this weedy hellscape. So it's hot out here, and this is surprisingly hard work. There's a slippery rock over there that's making working really difficult, and I don't even know what's happening here because the lilies have taken over, and it might require I put on some wellies to get into the wet spots. But I've done most of the worst bits, and I've got a massive pile of weeds to move. I'd also like to come back to the wall, probably with the clippers, and chop that stuff back. It's pretty woody and hard to pull out. And then I need to add soil to the bed and prepare it for planting. One thing I wanted to point out over here is this asparagus, I guess singular, asparagi, that kind of was just lost in the weeds, and I'm amazed the thing is still alive. So perhaps I'll look up how to prune this thing and see if I can give it another lease on life. But for the moment, I'm gonna have a break, go have some lunch. So this is where I am now, and I'll see you guys in the afternoon when I'm hopefully ready for planting. I'm back. It's getting late. It's about 6:30, and I worked quite a bit longer than I was expecting because I crammed in a few more things onto my to-do list. I decided to give my trees on the bottom terrace a water, and that always takes quite a bit of time, but it's just really nice to walk around and see what's happening with all of them, and they're looking really great, especially my pears. There's loads of pears on there, and that's good news because we did have a good time last year making this perry, and it turned out okay. So that'll be fun to try again. My orange tree is looking fabulous. It's really nice to see that it's looking good after doing such a hard prune on it this year. And the other orange tree that I'm trying to bring back to life, unfortunately, doesn't look quite as good. But my lime tree is looking super happy, and it seems like I've got loads more limes on the way again this year, so that's always really great to see. I just spotted these little guys. Mikey's been sleeping all day. What's up with you? He's been lazy today. And Larry, hey Larry, what's going on, little guy? Larry has just been sitting here staring at this wall. And normally he greets me with great enthusiasm, so I'm wondering if there's something lurking in there because he's a really good hunter. And if there's something to hunt, you can bet he's got his eye on it. But enough about the cats. The main event for today has been the work that I've done on the garden. So let's head over to the lilies area, the area of doom, and I'll show you what I've gotten done. So the stone wall by my water tank has long been a disaster, but I put a really good push on it, and I ended up getting all the plants out from the stones, and I think it looks a lot better. Maybe not quite as natural, but I'll eventually have some sort of plant climbing up, and I might do cucumbers, I might have tomatoes going up the wall. I'm not sure yet, but I just like that it looks really clean, really tidy, and it can get messy later on. It's just nice to start fresh in a new growing season. I've also weeded the bed as much as I could, and I've got a wheelbarrow over there of compost being guarded by Mikey, and that's gonna go on the bed, and I'm gonna prepare it for, I don't know, cucumbers, tomatoes, haven't decided just yet. And then we have the lilies, and they're still looking absolutely crazy, but I did end up picking some of the best ones from this side, and they're up at the house on the table. They look great, and I'm gonna see what friends I can take bouquets to over the coming days, because they really are gorgeous, and it's just a shame to have to hack them down without actually harvesting them and sending them off somewhere to be beautiful. But as you can see, I can no longer walk here, and I can no longer walk here, and I can't get up those stairs in between, and this is doing something crazy. So unfortunately, a good portion of these lilies is gonna have to go, and I know every year people get mad at me for doing this, but I assure you they are out of control, and they're definitely very hardy, so they'll grow back as they have every year and be wonderful and glorious at the end of the winter. And then when the spring and summer comes, I just have to tidy it all up, give them away, and make space to actually be able to move around my garden. So I'm gonna start my morning tomorrow with the great lily cull of 2026. And then I'm gonna move on to making stone garden beds. And I think I'm gonna start with this bed, because the one that I was originally gonna start with over here, it's actually holding its shape really well. And when I water, the soil doesn't actually want to fall away. Whereas with this one, it definitely does. And so I'd love to get some stones in here and maybe build it up a bit more and just make it so that when I water, everything doesn't just kind of slip off the side. So it's been a lovely day in the garden, busy, productive. I love seeing massive changes happen, like with that wall. And tomorrow I'll see the same thing with the lilies. But things are looking good in here. And yeah, I'm really happy with the progress. So I'll say goodbye from this really beautiful evening, and I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully bright and early, where I'll start moving these stones to line the garden beds. And I think it's gonna really make a nice impact on my place, make things look really cool, make it easier to actually use the beds without the soil falling everywhere. And I think it's also gonna be a fun project to work on, like a giant, heavy puzzle. What do you think? Just chilling out, and I think that's what I'm gonna do too as well. So, good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning from the garden. It's gorgeous out, although already hot, and I'm actually up super early. It's not even 9 o'clock yet. I haven't had any breakfast, and that's because I think it's gonna be in the high 20s today, and with the sun out, I don't wanna be hauling rocks around in the afternoon, and I really am determined to get this job done today, so I'm up early to tackle hauling rocks around and making a wall. Larry is here with me, keeping me company. Hi. How's it going? And I've got some compost to go on the bed when I'm ready, some cardboard to go on it just to keep the weeds down, some mulch at the ready as well. But the first step is actually making the edges of the beds. And that basically means I'm going to be hauling a lot of rocks around over to this wall and trying to make them fit nicely. I'm happy with this one, not happy with this one, and not really happy with this one either. So it's all about just picking through these stones, seeing what I have that might work, and just trial and error, really. I do want to line this bed as well, but because the other bed is my priority, I'll probably end up poaching a few stones that I've already put in place over there and seeing if they'll fit better over here. Because I'd like to build this up to around this height, and I think I'm going to need a lot of stones to do that. I'll probably just go down to the tap for the moment. But I have my work cut out for me, so let's go. So I've got some company. Mikey has wandered down and he has sat in the spot that I'm working in. And I think it's because he wants his breakfast. So I'm gonna take a pause, feed the boys, feed myself, put some coffee in my face, and then I'll return to this fairly soon. I'll probably do a bit more of the wall off camera and check in again to show you the progress, and then we'll carry on to finish it off all the way down to the top. What do you think about that? He says, feed me. So, see you soon. Okay, I'm back. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon, and I thought rather than checking in when I'm completely finished, it might be a good idea to check in halfway through so I can show you the chaos that I've been dealing with. So I've been busy. I've been moving soil to this bed. I've been clawing out a bunch of soil that was here and making space for the stones to come in more of a straight line. I've also separated the comfrey at the base of the lime tree to replant elsewhere, and I've made the base of the lime tree smaller because it didn't really need to be so big. The comfrey was going everywhere. And I've put loads and loads of comfrey into this garbage bin. Some of the stuff at the bottom will be replantable, and some of the stuff up at the top is just going to go into what's called comfrey tea, which is going to be a stinky, lovely fertilizer in about 5 weeks. Chopping up comfrey to make comfrey tea, weeding, planting, and lots of other garden tasks are generally what my mom gets up to when my parents visit around this time of year. But unfortunately, they're not going to be visiting this time around. I'm going to see them instead in the summer for their 50th wedding anniversary when I'm going to Scotland to hang out with them and the rest of the family. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm obviously disappointed not to have them here, and I'm sure, Mom, you're disappointed not to be here tackling all these weeds, but don't worry, next year I'll make sure to have plenty for you. Another job I did that turned out to be a little bit more of a hassle than I was expecting was moving the tap. So the pipe had gone underneath this geotextile fabric and it was all buried underneath a bunch of mud and dirt. So I had to dig it out, I had to chop it up, and then I moved the tap over there. I also moved loads of soil from around the place into this bed, and I'm going to drag the edge of the bed to be a bit more in line with the tap, just making everything a bit bigger. And now, even though I have loads more work to do on the stone stuff, I might leave that till later in the evening. I think now is time to tackle these lilies. I'm going to have to chop back a little path from there and there. So it's time for my annual lily annihilation exercise, and I think what I'll do is put some into buckets in water, the nicest ones, and any friends that are passing by, I'll see if they want to pop down and grab them. And everything else, I'll probably just put over on this stone in the middle of the terrace below so that they can dry out, because these lilies are highly invasive. They pop up everywhere. I have them all over the place. So I'll make sure they're good and dry, and then when I put them in the compost, hopefully they won't want to come back to life in inconvenient places. So let's fill these buckets with these lilies. Ooh, check out these little guys. That's cool. They're super shiny. Anyone know what these are? Are they good for the garden? Are they bad for the garden? They look like kind of little beetles or something. Anyway, I'll put these little guys over here on the garden bed. Carry on with the massacre. It's definitely pretty swampy in here. I guess I'll move this guy somewhere else because I definitely don't want him in my garden. So I'll place him over here for the moment and send him on his way later. So it looks like most of the flowers down here are kind of scummy, so I'm wondering if, now that I've rescued most of the nice flowers, it might be easier to come back and blast through this area with the enchada instead of with this, because this is pretty slow going. And yeah, it's taken a lot of time, and I feel like there must be a better way. This needs repair. Back in a moment. Okay, I'm back. I've put a few more nails into this monstrosity. I know that I should soak this overnight in water and that the wood will expand and it'll mean the head won't want to twist around so much, but I always forget until it's breaking. I also realized that this could probably use a brand new handle. This is looking a little squinty, but it'll get the job done for now. So I put some gloves on because this job is a lot more harsh than gently snipping some lilies. So let's carry on and see how far I can go. So I feel like this is going to take a lot longer and be a lot harder work than I was planning for. Who knew these lilies could be so fierce? Well, my mom would know because she's the one that seems to tackle these every year, and I gotta say, respect Mom, because these things are a challenge. So everything is very swampy, and that's because I have a leak over in this little corner. You can probably see the water dripping underneath. Something that I'd like to solve this dry season, but I can't really do anything until I can actually get in there. So I'm gonna put the camera away, try to figure out how to get this stuff out, and slowly work towards the staircase and come back when I've got a little bit more progress to show you guys. Well guys, that was a mission, but I think I've made some progress attacking the lilies. This needs, I don't know what tool this needs. It's super dense in there and it's just crazy. These things are nuts. There's like a hose in there. I think this bed is meant to really be set back about 1.5 meters maybe. So they've kind of extended out and they're sort of taking over everything. And it's basically been a pretty gross experience. I've switched shoes. I'm slipping all over the place in this muddy water. And the reason for the muddy water I mentioned earlier is that I have this leak here. You can see the water actually pouring out there pretty quickly. So that explains a lot. And I think I'm looking for ideas. So let me know what you think of this. I would love to build a concrete block basin that kind of comes out to maybe there, wherever I see the water coming out to, and basically have the overflow coming over the top of the water tank rather than through this pipe, because right now the overflow is going through the pipe, and I suspect it's either blocked or something weird is happening up there, and it's really hard to check on it. So what I'd love to do is get rid of this pipe from this part, build a little basin, have the water come in, have the basin open, and then have the overflow go from the top of this basin or whatever through maybe a filter so it doesn't get blocked, and then through this pipe from the basin thing. So I don't know if I'm explaining myself well, but until I solve this problem, this part of my land is going to be extremely swampy and gross and muddy and horrible and kind of really difficult to walk around. So yeah, I'm very open to ideas for how to make a better overflow so I can see what's going on and also capture the water as it comes out of that wall, because I think it's going to be a very difficult leak to fix from the outside, and I feel like it's leaking because the water's kind of going in and, I don't know, meandering through the stones and coming out the bottom stone there. So, open to ideas. Any suggestions, please do let me know in the comments. So even though chopping these lilies down was surprisingly strenuous and definitely very gross, I managed to collect a nice little bucket of lilies, the nice ones for any friends that might want to stop by to collect them. Plus, I've dumped several wheelbarrow loads of these things over onto my terrace below, onto a big stone, where I'm hoping that in the sun they'll dry out before I stick them into the compost, because, as I mentioned, these things are vigorous and they'll pop up everywhere. So if I can dry them first, hopefully that'll kill them and I won't see them appearing all over the place. So it's been really hard work, but very rewarding, especially since now I can finally see this staircase. I probably won't be using that staircase very much until I solve the swampy issue, but I've got another staircase over here that isn't quite so bad. And we can finally see this beautiful staircase my dad made several years ago when he visited. And speaking of my dad, I wanted to take this moment to wish him a very happy 75th birthday, and I hope you guys will join in the comments to wish him a happy birthday as well. I know loads of you love seeing my parents visit and seeing what they get up to, and unfortunately this year, as I mentioned, they're not going to be coming, but that doesn't mean we can't have a little special birthday montage of all of my dad's best bits over the years, with my mom, of course, as a special guest. So let's dive into some old fun footage of my dad hard at work here at my place over the years, and maybe we'll see him again next year for his 76th birthday. You haven't been down to my place yet. We'll go down tomorrow, hopefully.
Yep.
What are you most excited to see?
The gardens.
Most excited to see you, sweetheart.
Oh, thank you. Oh.
What kind of mum are you? You never said that.
Dad,
Here's how
Mom.
much your sugar.
It's all about the work for me, honey.
Yeah, she's ready to get into the garden. Happy birthday!
Mm-hmm.
How many years young are you today?
73.
Woohoo!
What do you care when you give me the big shovel and that pick and all that?
Big bags of
You
cement.
dig like a 55-year-old. Young, sprightly man.
So do you.
You like Granny but not Grandpa? What do you think about that, Grandpa?
Grandpa doesn't care.
So are you making a little ramp for your grandson to get in the house?
For that patter.
For little,
Grandson.
for your little Mikey? So we're gonna try.
that part, there'll be no ramp for Mikey.
Granddad doesn't mean it, Mikey.
Granddad means it. Yeah, you like me because I don't talk to you like you're a wee baby.
Oh.
So much for that. Mikey doesn't play with it, but I can keep the flies off your dad. You better like
Why can't
this.
we leave this out here with a tarpaulin?
Action shot. It's not a bad view for a repair workshop. The grinder is getting surgery. We've got some pieces in from Canada.
Watch. It's because it's a magnet. And this mate, I want to. All right.
Highly entertaining. Oh, so easily amused. Doesn't take much. Ooh.
Who needs a telly? No, I know you've cleaned up, but I thought it would have been a lot of, because of all the grinding you've done, all that grinding, it must be
I thought it would be dustier.
away. Well, yeah.
You thought it would be more of a shithole.
I thought it'd be more Kelly cranky.
Contemplating the deck.
I'm thinking.
So you're feeling confident without feeling overconfident?
About what?
The deck.
Fully confident. It'll be done. Might look like shite, but it'll be done.
Ready to ride.
Born to be wild. Right, see you there. Cheerio!
Bye! So my dad finally got sick of waiting for me to make this window. It's been an idea in my head. I've pulled some stones out of the wall, but for 2.5 years, it's basically been in the same sorry state. But he finally did it. He made me a window, and I gotta say it's pretty exciting. What do you think, Mom?
I love it. I
Yeah?
love it. The flowers love it.
Yeah?
For all the viewers that have been sick hearing about this window and seeing that tarp for all the years, I think
It's a beautiful
we came up with
window.
a good solution.
Drum roll, please. Here it is. In all its glory.
The window.
The window. It's got a beautiful plant in it. What kind of flowers are those, Dad?
It's a daisy
It's a daisy. It's lovely.
crossed with a sunflower.
My favorites. Do you want to open it up? Let some air in? All right, there we go. Oh no! We've been rumbled. All right, well,
You had them all fooled.
it was a good effort anyway. Hi everybody, what do you think of the deck? Yay!
Make sure that's in there.
And Dad is over here doing some hard labor. What have you been up to?
It was hard labour yesterday digging the holes. It's like Shawshank Redemption. Got to fine tune the holes. This is what they've got for tools.
That's the best I can give you?
The best
That's not even made of metal. It's just a piece of cardboard.
Oh, heaven.
It's like a dream.
This isn't fitting because it needs to be. You turn it upside down. Maybe that's a problem.
You're right again, darling. I'm sick of it. Your mum's always right. 50 years of that. Okay, this is where it's going to be. Watch out for peeping toms. Union proud, union built.
What was that, Dad?
Okay, barkeep. I'll have a cold beer right out of your freezer.
At your service?
Thanks very much.
And I
Cheers.
think there's been an order for an ice cream.
Oh, very good. That's
Please
not my
deliver that
department.
to the lovely lady.
Oh, yeah, madam.
And it's been a lovely day. And now, we're gonna say bye. Bye.
Bye.
And relax for the evening.
See ya.
So that was a fun little blast from the past. I hope everybody out there enjoyed that. I really loved going back and checking out all that old footage. And happy birthday again, Dad. I miss you, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you and Mom in the summer in Scotland. And I hope you have a fabulous day today. So I feel like I got a lot of stuff done today, but nothing really finished. It's still quite a disaster here. I'm really happy with how this stone wall is turning out. I'm excited to get some stones around the base of this and think it is going to look really good as a smaller bed. And I have a lot of work ahead of me, so I'll probably put the camera away for the next day or two, chop up comfrey, get that comfrey around some trees, and maybe make a few more wooden beds. And yeah, I've got a lot of work cut out for me. I just wanted to show you a couple of interesting things before we call it quits on the video. This is my plum tree, and it's absolutely packed with plums again this year. 2 years ago it was packed. Last year it had basically nothing. And this year it's packed again. And I did give it a pretty decent prune a couple years ago. So it's nice to see it springing back to life. I do also see that there's ants around the tree. And I also have noticed this weird leaf thing as well. So I don't know exactly what's going on there, but something to investigate. And I'll come back and see if I can fix it. But little baby plums are on the way, and that makes me feel very happy. And then over here, after a very hard prune, maybe just a couple months ago, I don't remember, the madronia tree is looking fabulous, and we've got little baby madronias on the way as well. So it's nice to see that after pruning something, it doesn't get completely sad, and it just is a little vote of confidence for my pruning skills going forward. And it's always nice, yeah, when you can, I don't know, do something that you're not really sure of and have it turn out okay. So I had hoped to get some planting done today, but as it turns out, I just ran out of time. Making these garden beds is going to be a mission, and I do want to get to town and get some more compost as well, just to make sure the beds are nice and healthy and topped up with the good stuff before I plant. I also need to figure out cucumber trellises and where they're going to go. And I just have a few more things to think of. Luckily for me, the giant cucumbers in the polytunnel actually ended up being sunflowers, so that takes the pressure off a little bit, and the cucumbers that are in there are small enough to last for a little while longer while I figure out where to put them and what to do about trellising them. The tomatoes are all still pretty small, so there's no rush on those. I do want to get them into new pots, but it's all stuff that can happen over the next couple of days. So these are my plans. The garden is, I think, coming along nicely, even though right now it kind of looks like a disaster, but the vision is there, and I'm progressing forward little by little each day. So that's all from the video. Happy birthday again to my dad, and I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next video.